Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. I read this post in a group that I'm in, and I really just wanted to get on and talk about this because it just makes me sad that people or that women are feeling this way about their bodies. And so here's a little bit about what she shared. To all the small-breasted ladies, me personally being an A cup, if that with a chunky body frame, do you ever feel less of a woman, or that your partner deserves someone who is more of a woman because they have bigger breasts? As someone who's always been small-chested, I can honestly say no. There was a time in my life when I felt really self-conscious about having such a small chest, and then there have been times in my life when it seemed more obvious that I had a small chest because I was bigger everywhere else, and I don't get breasts apparently when I gain weight. It goes everywhere else, right? So I get a double chin, I get the belly, I get the bigger bum, I get bigger arms, but I don't get bigger breasts. So, but I never really attached my sexuality to my breasts. But I can see why other women would, because as a society, especially in North America, it's just made such a big deal of, right? So, maybe you have a partner who's watching porn and it seems like all of the porn that he's watching have big-breasted women. And so you might make the assumption that, oh, that's what he's into, instead of recognizing that maybe a majority of the videos feature big-breasted women, and that there are still smaller-chested women in these porn films, but they're just not as many, or but then women make the assumption that that's what men are into, and that's what they want. And maybe some men are and some men aren't, and maybe your man is into big-breasted women, but he married you and you didn't have breasts when he married you. So why do you suddenly think that it's an issue now? So that's where I'd want to go with that. So why do you feel like it's an issue now when he chose you knowing that this was your body shape, right? Why does it feel like all of a sudden it's not enough, right? Because realistically, what that tells me is you don't feel like you're enough. You don't feel sexy in your own body. Because I've seen women of all shapes and sizes who are very, very sexy. And the reason why they're sexy is because they are fully embodied and they are confident and they are embodying self-love, right? They hold themselves differently. And so as you move through the world and you see these other women who have all these different body shapes and you say to yourself, wow, she's sexy, don't you think that men are also doing the same thing? So that everyone's idea of sexiness isn't usually just about one feature, right? So that your partner was attracted to you maybe initially for the physical attributes that you had, but long term that's not going to sustain a relationship. So they fell in love with other parts of you as well. And the reality is that your physical appearance is not going to stay the same, especially if you're in a long-term relationship. So my husband, who met me when I was 19, and let's face it, I had done growing. There wasn't any more growth going to happen there. He knew when he met me that I was a small-chested woman. So if he was really, really that big into bigger-breasted women, he probably wouldn't have pursued me in the first place, but there was something about me that attracted him to me. And I doubt that it was just my bum, even though turns out he is a bum guy. But it's not just all about your shape, because your shape changes. And my shape has changed so many times over the years, and so has his. And the reality is that even when he's gained weight, it's not like I've been less attracted to him overall, right? Do I want us both to be fit and healthy? Of course. Does that mean that during times when we're not our most fit and not our most healthy, that we're not still attracted to each other? Not at all. Because there's more to our attractiveness than just that one thing. And if you're going to focus on that one thing as you think is the reason why they're not attracted to you anymore, I think you really need to look at the bigger picture. Why don't you feel attractive? Even after all of these years of spending time with him, if I still felt really insecure about my chest, that would say more about what I'm holding on to or believing about myself than anything that he's ever made me think or feel, right? And let's, I'm not saying that Donnie doesn't ever look at, another woman's chest. I'm sure he does. He doesn't do it in front of me. And it would probably just be on a screen or something, because he's not that kind of guy. So, do I think that he finds breasts attractive? Of course. I've looked at some breasts and found them attractive and been like, wow, she's got a really great chest. Like, just being honest, right? Like, you can look at someone and think, wow, they're really beautiful, they're really attractive, but you're just seeing their outer package. And some of that's just, blessings of genetics. Some of it's worked in the gym, but, some of it's just out of our control. And if we spend our entire life worrying about, is this too big or is that too small? Is this too much? Is that not enough? We're just really missing out on the bigger picture, and we're missing out on being able to fully engage in our relationship. Because if you have those thoughts about your body, I could probably guarantee that you are not feeling very as sexual as you probably would like to be. You're probably feeling less confident in other areas of your life, but mostly you're just going to stay stuck in that mindset that you're never enough. And I think that can really rob you of enjoying the fact that your whole body is made for pleasure. And that if you're going to just focus on one part, you're missing out. You might be missing out on the crook of your elbow being in erogenous zone, or your thigh, or the back of your knee, or the heel of your foot, or the arch of your foot, your toes. Who knows, right? But if you're just going to spend so much time and energy in that space, you're probably missing out on really loving yourself truly and fully. And if you're doing that, then I guarantee that you're not being as authentic with your partner as you could be, and you're depriving them of being able to love that authentic you. So I hope this helps. Please, if you're feeling self-conscious about your body, if you're feeling like you're not enough, that there's some part of you that's flawed, I hope that you will consider that probably speaks to a deeper issue that you need to maybe address, and that therapy could really help with that. And so please feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all about any of the things that I talk about, or maybe there's something that's on your mind that you'd like to ask me about. Please private message me. I usually try to get back within a day or two. And if you'd like to book a free 45-minute consultation, I do these over the Zoom, or Messenger. I'm pretty easygoing. It's a phone call, so the video's off. We're not looking at each other, so you can be in your jammies, you can be super comfy, hair up in a messy bun, whatever. But it's just an opportunity for us to chat and to really dig into what you're feeling about yourself, what you'd like to be feeling, what you're feeling in your relationship, and where you would like that to go. So please feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.